Hi everyone, I'm Torzi and welcome to this 30-minute yoga sequence with Runna. We're going to start this class in a seated position, so just draw yourself into a cross-leg or kneeling pose, just a position where you can lengthen your spine and draw the crown of the head up to the ceiling. Once you're here, just take a moment to close down the eyes. And once you do, taking this opportunity to check in with your body and check in with your breath. We can take a scan of the muscular system from the top of the head to the base of the feet. And just starting to acknowledge how you feel physically in this moment. Observing those points of tension, of tightness. And as we move through our class today, we'll be giving the entire body a good stretch. So becoming conscious of where we're feeling that tightness in this moment means we can move into our practice ready to clear these areas of that tension. Starting to extend that awareness of your body towards an awareness of your inhale and your exhale. Might be the first time today that you've checked in with your breath. And you may find yourself naturally lengthening your inhalation and extending your exhalation as you guide that conscious awareness towards your breath. Before we come into our moving practice today, we're going to take a few moments to deepen our breath. So just place your hands on your belly here. And as you breathe in, feeling the belly expand in the hands. And as you breathe out, the belly falls back towards the spine. So inhaling for the belly to rise. And exhaling for the belly to fall. Just taking these rounds of deep breath in your own time, in your own space. Taking your final deep breath here. Amazing job. Draw your hands to meet at your hearts. And from here, just setting a small intention for your practice. This is just a positive goal that guides our movement over these 30 minutes. Amazing job. Flutter open the eyes, wiggle through the fingers and the toes. And let's get ready to go. We're going to come over the knees and make our way into a child's pose to start our class today. So just draw your knees to the width of your yoga mat, toes to touch behind you, hips to sink back to your heels, and just gently drawing your hands forward in front of you on your yoga mat, lengthening into the arms, lengthening into the spine. And as we draw those knees apart, we'll be welcoming a generous stretch through the adductors, the inner thigh, as we open into the pelvis. As our first posture of moving practice here, just take a moment again to check in with your body and to breathe deep in this starting pose. Okay, together we're going to lift our gaze up to the tips of the fingers. And we're going to walk our hands off towards the right side of the mat. Grounding through the forehead and feeling that stretch draw into the left side body here, the left lateral side. Nice deep breaths in and out. Beautiful job. Lift your gaze to your hands. Draw the hands back through center and then make your way off to the other side. So palms drawing towards the left side of the mat and drawing the forehead back down to the earth, lengthening into the right lateral side body. Really good. Starting things nice and gently today. Okay, let's lift our gaze up to our hands. Walk the hands back through center and then really gently guide those palms towards you here. Lifting up through the hips and guiding our joints to stack here. So we want shoulders over wrists, hips over knees. Nice wide spread of your fingertips here for a strong anchoring to the earth. This is our tabletop position. We're going to take a deep breath in, and as we do, we're going to lower our belly, tilt our tailbone upwards, open through the heart for our cow pose. As you exhale, push down through your palms, draw the tailbone downwards, round the spine, chin to chest. Cat pose. Inhaling for your cow. And exhaling for your cats. Nice. One more round, take a breath in, cow pose. And on your breath out, your cat's pose. Good. Coming back to that level tabletop position here. We're going to extend our left toes towards the back of the mat. We're going to start to open through the chest here, so you may want to swing those right toes off to the side. As we open the chest, reach the left fingertips tall. We're coming to a modified side plank here. So we've got a lovely long line of energy through the arms. We're opening into the chest. And then we're going to reach the left fingertips towards the top of the mat. And this really helps us extend through the side body into that left outer hip. Finding this nice full body expression in your modified side plank. Switching on the obliques. Starting to warm ourselves up. Now in our side plank, we're going to take a few circles through that lifted arm. So gently drawing the left fingertips to graze the earth beneath you and then opening into the chest as you finish that circle. So maybe taking 2 or 3 nice big circles, clearing any stiffness through the shoulder joints, welcoming some mobility, and then finishing by extending the left fingertips towards the top of the mat again. Really good. Okay, let's guide those hands to meet. Draw the knees underneath your hips once more and just take a gentle shake of the hips from side to side before we make our way onto the other side. So again, starting to open through the chest towards our right side. So rooting down through the left palm, reaching the right fingertips up to the ceiling to start, opening into the chest, right toes drawing towards the back of the mat, and then we're reaching the right fingertips towards the top of the mat. So we're deepening that stretch through the side body while switching on through the core, stabilizing ourselves from our center. Making sure we're still breathing. Let's take those nice big circles through the right arm. So fingertips grazing the earth, opening into the chest, and then lifting the fingertips up tall. So coming through, again, 2 or 3 nice big circles depending on your pace. Just make it your own here. And then finishing your final circle by reaching the right fingertips towards the top of your mat. Good. Okay, awesome job. Let's guide the palms to meet. Draw the knees to meet underneath your hips. And again, just take a gentle shake of the hips from side to side. Really nice. Okay, find some stillness here. Let's draw the hips back to our heels, coming into a brief kneeling position at the back of our mat. This is a hero pose. If your quads are quite tight, you might feel a gentle stretch through the front of the thigh there as well. We're going to come up onto our shins, and we're going to guide our right foot forward in front of us on the mat. Just make sure there's enough space here so that as you shift that right knee to align over your right ankle, you're welcoming a deep stretch into that left hip flexor. Drop your fingertips down by your sides, guiding the shoulders away from your ears, and then take a nice deep breath in to lift the fingertips up towards the ceiling, coming into our low crescent lunge. Nice deep stretch into the left hip here. Take a deep breath in. As you exhale, guide the chest forwards and aeroplane those arms behind you. Inhaling to lift. And exhaling to find that flow, aeroplaning the arms behind you. Inhale to lift. Exhale for your flow. Final time. Inhale to lift. And exhale to frame your front foot with your hands. So chest is coming down towards that right thigh. You're going to reach through the left palm and just gently lift through those right fingertips, coming into a lunge twist. Really good. Inhaling together. And exhaling to frame that front foot. Really gently guide those knees to meet behind you, coming back into that hero position at the back of your yoga mats. Just to break up the flow here, we're going to take a nice deep breath in. As you exhale, interlace your fingers in front of you, push away from the body, drawing the chin to your chest, feeling a stretch through the back of the neck, and also that sense of guiding the shoulder blades apart, so drawing the shoulders away from one another. Our body tends to tighten through the shoulder blades when we're stressed, so we're counteracting that here together. And then as a counter pose, we're going to release the bind of the hands, draw the fingertips to interlace behind you this time, and then open into the chest, so drawing the shoulders together, lifting the chin and the gaze, and opening into the heart space. Really good. Okay, releasing the bind of the hands, resting the palms onto your thighs, and then again we're lifting up through the torso. We're going to guide the left foot forward in front of us this time. Again, welcome that space so that you can shift that left knee to align on top of your left ankle, stacking the joints, protecting the joints. Drop your fingertips down by your sides. And then on a deep breath in, lift those fingertips up towards the ceiling above you. Opening into that right hip, stretching into the psoas muscle, that right hip flexor. Really good. Taking a deep breath in. And on your exhalation, guide the chest forwards, aeroplane the arms behind you. Inhaling to lift, and exhaling to flow. Inhale to lift, and final time, exhale to flow. Really good. Inhaling to lift, and this time as you exhale, ground your palms either side of that left foot, rooting down through the right palm and lifting the left fingertips up towards the ceiling for your lunge twist. Gorgeous job. Inhaling together. And exhaling to meet the hands either side of the left foot. Gently guide the knees to meet behind you. Coming into your brief hero pose. And this time we're going to take a deep breath in to lift the prayer above your head. And then exhale to guide your prayer behind your neck. So we're stretching into the triceps here, into the upper arms. Really nice. Gorgeous job. Take a deep breath in, lift the prayer. And an exhale to draw your hands to your heart. Really nice. Let's come forward into our downward facing dog. First of the practice here. So walk the hands towards the top of the mat. Take a tuck of the toes and lift those hips up towards the ceiling above you. Now, as this is our first downward facing dog of our class, we want to take some nice gentle pedals through the legs, just easing ourselves into this posture. Palms of the hands are about shoulder width distance. Feet are about hip width distance. And we're just bending through one leg, straightening through the other leg, starting to warm up into those calves and into those hamstrings. Okay, welcoming a little bit of stillness here, pushing down and forward with the palms, down and back with the pads of the feet, downward facing dog. On your next inhale, you're going to flow forward to a plank position. So shoulders are going to come over your wrists. We've got a nice long line of energy from the crown of the head towards the base of the feet. Pushing away from the earth, take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, lower down through the knees. Hug the triceps to your rib cage as you lower your chest and chin down to the mat. Untuck the toes. Take a deep breath in, push into the palms, lift through the heart center, cobra pose. Exhale to melt the chest down. Tuck through the toes. Take your time to lift the hips back for your downward facing dog. Good. Okay, we're going to lift the gaze to our hands and step that right foot forward between our hands. Ground your back foot at 45 degrees and lift through the body and the arms to welcome your warrior one. So similar to our low lunge, we want our right knee to be stacked over the right ankle, fingertips reaching up tall, shoulders away from the ears. Really good. Nice deep breath in. Exhale to frame your front foot with your hands, tucking through your back toes and guiding your feet to meet in your downward facing dog. Just take a generous pedal of the legs here before welcoming a pause for stillness, a deep breath in through the nose, and a breath out the mouth. Look towards your hands. Step the left foot forward between your hands this time, grounding the back foot at 45 degrees and lifting through the body and arms. Full warrior one on the other side. Left knee aligns over that left ankle. Opening into the right hip, building some strength through the leg, some stability through the core. Deep breath in. And then exhaling to frame your front foot, tuck through the back toes, and again, draw your feet to meet behind you in your downward facing dog, followed by a pedal through those legs. On your next breath in, flow forward to your plank position. This time as you exhale, you can take chaturanga or that knees, chest, chin alternative, up to you. On a breath in, your cobra. On a breath out, your downward facing dog. Lovely job. Look towards your hands. Start to walk your feet towards your wrists here. So just taking your time, guiding one foot followed by the other until we meet hip width distance at the top of your mat. Soften into your knees here. Allow the chest to fold down towards the thighs. And then taking opposite elbows with those hands. And gently shaking things out from side to side. Releasing into the hamstrings and the lower spine. Really let the neck relax here as well, the jaw, the face. A sense of letting go here in your ragdoll. Okay, really nice. Let's root our fingertips either side of our feet, softening into the knees as much as you need. On your next inhalation, you're going to slide the fingertips up the shins, lengthening the spine for your flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, root to rise. Take your time, push into the feet. Circle sweep the arms as you lift nice and tall. And then exhaling for your hands to meet at your heart center. Really good. So meeting in this mountain pose at the top of our mat. Feet should still be about hip width distance here, stacking our joints, palms facing forward by our sides. Shoulders away from the ears. And just taking a moment here to pause to check in. And then we're going to guide our hands to our heart center, opening through the eyes. Take a deep breath in. As you do, draw your hips back, reach your fingertips forward for a strong chair pose. So glutes are switching on here, core is switching on. Reaching those fingertips forward, engaging through the hands. Take a deep breath in and exhale to fold forward over those legs. Inhale for your flat back. Exhale for your forward folds. Inhale, root to rise. And exhale, hands to hearts. Really nice. Nice deep inhale, lift the palms up for a high mountain. And then exhale to fold straight back down. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, forward folds. Root through the palms. Take a deep breath in to step your feet back to your plank position. As you exhale, drop through the knees. You can take chaturanga if you'd like, lowering down to the earth. Now we're going to move into an alternative for cobra here. We're going to come into a sphinx pose. So you're guiding your forearms to the earth in front of you. And you're lifting up through the chest. It's just kind of like a more gentle variation of cobra. We've got a 90-degree angle at our elbow joints. And we're just gently opening through the front of the body, taking a little break. Lovely job. And then releasing things down to the earth. Draw your palms in front of you here and guide your right cheek down towards them. Really just let go through the legs. Allow yourself to rest here for a moment. And then changing your cheek, so just guiding the left cheek down towards those hands. Again, still just resting through the body. Lovely stuff. Lift the gaze forwards. Guide your hands under your shoulders and just lift yourself up nice and gently. Walking yourself back towards that hero position at the back of the mat. And then we're shifting our hips off to the right, toes off to the left. And we're coming onto our sit bones, extending those legs forward in front of us in space. Now we want to flex through those feet as if they were pushing into a wall, so toes are drawing up towards the ceiling. We're going to guide our hands to our knees or our thighs, lengthening through the spine in the staff pose. And then take a deep breath in to reach the fingertips up to the ceiling. On your exhale, nice and slowly folding forwards over those legs and guiding our hands to our feet, to our ankles or to our shins, depending on your body. Don't worry so much about where you get in this seated folds. The main thing is that we're feeling a stretch through the hamstrings and a release through the lumbar spine. deepening our breath in these deeper stretches and really utilizing all the active energy we've built through the other postures taken in this class so that we get the most out of the postures that we hold for longer. Lovely stuff. Final deep breath here. And then slowly we start to walk our hands up the shins, up the thighs, lengthening the spine. We're going to draw our hands behind us here, fingertips facing forwards, pointing through the toes, lifting through the heart space for a counter pose. You do have an option here if you'd like to lift the hips for an incline plane, but it's up to you. Really nice. Let's come back down to the earth. Gently shift our hips towards the top of the mats and then make our way down onto our back. So just taking your time here to come down onto your back body. For a final pose here, we're going to draw the soles of the feet together. Let the knees fall out wide. Hands can rest on the belly or face up by your side. And just deepening your breath here, starting to set ourselves up for the end of our practice today. In this posture, reclined butterfly, opening into the hips, stretching into the inner thigh. And just preparing ourselves for that final pose, corpse pose. Lovely stuff. Take your final deep breath here. And then drawing your hands to the outer thighs, really gently ease those knees back together and extend those legs forward in front of you on the mat. Palms facing up by your sides. There is an option here to come onto your side or your front if you find that more comfortable for your Shavasana. But just picking a position here where you can let go, soak up the class we've taken together, and just take that time for yourself to relax and restore. Okay, everyone, let's start to gently ease ourselves out of this final posture. Taking some gentle wiggles through the fingers, through the toes. And preparing to guide the knees up towards the chest. You can take a gentle rock from side to side, just massaging through the spine one last time. And then we're going to roll off to our right side and make our way up to a comfortable seated position in which we can end our practice, preferably a pose in which you can lengthen the spine. Take a nice deep breath in to lift the arms up above you, touching the palms above the head, and then guiding your hands back down to your heart center. Just taking a moment here to thank yourself for dedicating this time to move mindfully on your mats. And I really hope you enjoyed this 30-minute yoga sequence with Runna.